Welcome to Mint, Marketers in Need of Therapy. Yes, we joke that we're marketers in need of therapy, but the T stands for so much more. Training, thought leadership, time-saving tips, tools, a team, enabling us to thrive as marketers. Welcome to the Mint podcast, and today I have the amazing Samm Larkin on. Samm Larkin is a recruiter. She's been in recruitment for 11 years, and I strongly believe you have to recruit the right people to be able to market a business really, really well.
Yep.
And I know you've got loads of expertise to help marketing managers that might be listening on their journey in whatever they're doing. And it's really nice to have you on. She's also really bloody funny, so let's hope we crack some jokes and make some people laugh. But Samm, tell us about your journey, your fantastic business Neon, and why you've set it up and why you love what you do.
Okay, so like you said, I've been in recruitment for 11 years. Started the business 7 years ago. Basically, I worked for a big corporate and I didn't really enjoy it because they were all like money, 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 and I'm not about that life. I set the company up because I thought there was a big gap in the market. So one of the things that we do particularly well is we understand people and their motivations when they're looking for a new job, but we also understand business intrinsically, and we are able to kind of make a commercial link between those two parties and kind of bring them together. We have a little bit of a consultancy arm as well, in terms of we help people do their own recruitment and help them understand their teams a bit better. And apart from that, I just crack jokes and make people laugh.
Amazing. So from my perspective, I feel that HR and marketing are quite separate, and you really do need to have them aligned in a business to make the marketing work. Would you see that? How do you think that you've seen a perfect company that's nailing that at the moment, or?
I'm sure there are people out there, but one of the areas we deal with most frequently is SME businesses. So up to about a head count of around about 250. And I think it's a little bit of a grey area on where employer branding and employee engagement and, future talent engagement it's like this Morse code, like this uncrackable thing. And the problem is realistically, when you're looking at employer branding or employee engagement or future talent engagement, really it's a combined effort. So if HR and marketing aren't talking strategically about that, there's a little bit of a disconnect, and it can come across in your messaging. But further than that as well, if you don't involve the leadership board and they're not completely on side with that too, that's also a bit of an issue. Like everyone has to work together when it comes to marketing your business as a place to work or somewhere that people want to engage in, because it has two functions. You're not just like giving your message out to the world, come and work for us because we don't want to pay the recruitment fees, but you're also giving, this is what we do to our customers as well, and this is how we treat our people. And that's another key fundamental issue with inside marketing. People want to be drawn to ethical, sustainable, people-orientated businesses because they want to be part of that journey, don't they? They want to be part of that energy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's not really enough done internal marketing wise. Like I feel you have to make everyone a mini marketer in a business to get their buying to be able to actually sell it. People do buy from people, and if your team are not inspired or not engaged in the marketing, I mean, I don't know how many times I've gone into an organisation to help build content, and they're like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to film, I don't want to do it, I don't want to. And I do appreciate nobody wants to be on camera. We're bloody loving this, aren't we? Not like we're not loving it, but.
I didn't have 4 outfit changes before I came here today.
But it's really, really important to at least get their buy-in of why marketing are doing what they're doing. And I think low marketers really struggle with that. And the minute they get a no from someone senior than them, where do they go from there?
I feel for loan marketers. Like, I'm not going to lie. I think loan marketers are probably some of the bravest, most talented people out there, because getting buy-in into internal marketing, I mean, where'd you start? A lot of people just see it as a cost centre rather than actually this is really fundamental and key to how we drive engagement amongst our employees and how we attract talent and how we retain our staff as well. And so there's some key metrics that people lose when they look at that cost of internal marketing. And to me, those key metrics are attrition rate, cost to replace or employ, and staff turnover. the problem with larger businesses when they look, they rely very heavily on their brand, on their prowess, on their kind of like fanciness, if you like, inside the industry. And so they tend to ignore the key fundamentals that SME businesses have to pay attention to, like how are we coming across, how do we look, how we, how we perceived in the marketplace as an employer. And that becomes very difficult for a loan manager to kind of take care of, especially when they're kind of fighting for budget in terms of we need to internally talk to our people and internally market, because if we don't, they don't know what we're up to. And again, that comes from the higher leadership. Like, they have to understand and they have to be on board with, if we tell everyone what's going on in the business and we encourage like radical transparency, is that going to help our marketing team? The answer is yes, by the way. Is that going to help our marketing team convey our message inside? And then, eventually that spills out into a wide audience.
And I think the chances are, if you are a loan marketing manager within an organisation or a small team, the HR is going to be loan and a small team. So why don't you just make one big team up together, go into those leadership boardrooms and tell them what you bloody well need, because you need those people to be engaged and you need to be able to market it effectively. And without that internal engagement, it's you're literally hitting your head against the wall.
I think HR and marketing are kind of like the two areas that sometimes get excluded from like C-suite conversations, and it's a bit like, I think we need you guys in the room. They have to be in the room. So go and get a desk next door to each other, go and share coffee and do your teas runs and have lunch.
Yeah, exactly. And get yourself in that room together. And that's the bit, isn't it? Once you get a no from somebody, a senior, you kind of lose your confidence in asking again. But if you can kind of team up with somebody in that organisation that's driven the same way you are, I mean, that's the best companies I've seen, when their HR and marketing are driven in the same way, and they really value the people and they really value what the product or the service is about.
And it's soul destroying, isn't it, when you get someone in leadership telling you no. Okay, but for no reason why. Like, well, we need this.
Yeah.
Why is there a no?
Yeah, and everybody thinks they're a marketer as well. So when someone's seen it, and then you just think, well, maybe I'm not very good at this as a marketer, but actually they don't know shit about marketing. That's why they've employed you. Yeah,
you're there because you're the expert and you lead the way in terms of what that business needs in order to push their products, push their services, push the message of the brand out there. Let's not ignore what we do internally as well, because we want to drive growth in people's careers. We want to drive people that are going to be the next future leaders. And we're only going to do that if we have really good, solid communication internally and everybody knows what's going on in every part of the business. Like, I'm such a big champion for like radical transparency, because you know what? If you hide something, even at the top, everyone's going to find out anyway. Everybody's going to find out anyway. So why don't you just cut your losses and just like be open from day one?
Yeah.
Works better.
So obviously in the world of marketing, your job is to make everything look shiny and pretty and stand out on social medias or, wherever it may be in the marketing communication world. But if you aren't aligned internally and you're trying to, say that it's a great place to work to help with recruitment, for example, and it's really not, or there's some things going on, what should marketers do? Should they just go with it, or do you think that they need to have a further conversation with people? What advice would you be given?
Probably don't polish a turd. Don't lie. You get found out. But this is like a culture thing, a cultural problem. So you've got two camps here. A, does everyone in leadership understand that you've got a problem and why you've got a problem? B, are they willing to do anything about it? Because if the answer is no, probably 9 times out of 10, I'll probably advise that person they've got another job elsewhere that will probably see them a bit better. Because without that, how are you meant to change anything? How are you meant to present anything? I think accepting your limitations as a business, being really open and honest with people who come to your company and say, I might want to work for you. And you sit there and you say, well, we've got this and we've got this, and you can have a day off for your birthday. We've got a pool table and a fuse ball in the cupboard. It's not going to work. But if you sat there and you said, within this team, you've got 4 people. We know we're under-resourced in that department. We know the strategy isn't right. We know that that's why you're coming on board. This is what we want from you. This is how we want you to do it. You get to filter then automatically people who either want to join your business to make it a better place to work, or they want to join literally because they just want a paycheck. Now, which one are you going to take? I'm going to take someone who wants to improve my company. So if you're radically honest about it and you say, do you know what, we're not perfect. We're not. Because every candidate I speak to, and bear in mind, I've worked with a lot of my clients for many, many years. Every single person that we speak to, we are very honest about the team, very honest about the business, and we tell them the good, the bad, and sometimes we tell them the ugly, because sometimes those roles are meant to fix the ugly. That's okay. You know, nobody is perfect, but if you present yourself as, come and work for us because it's going to change your life, you're going to be a millionaire and you'll be on Instagram, you look amazing. Do we think that's realistic?
No.
It's not, is it?
No.
So I think you need to be honest about your shortcomings and your downfalls. And I think a lot of that comes from communication at various points within the recruitment process, if we're looking at exclusively when people join businesses. So one of the most powerful tools that we ask our clients, our consultancy clients, to use is, you know, someone goes in, they apply for a job.
Yep.
Right. Most people are then met with radio silence.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So when you shortlist those jobs, whoever is doing that shortlisting, the hiring manager, HR, whoever, when you shortlist those roles, trigger an automatic email out to those people to say, this is our process, this is how we do it, this is how we recruit, this is our methods, whether you're using a star-based questioning method, whether you're, you know, going to have an assessment, you're going to meet such and such a person, this person, so they can do their homework and research, but also pick up things about your company that you might not actively market out there and put out there. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? If they are met with that silence, what the businesses aren't realising is that a lot of marketing is word of mouth, and they're going to be talking about how that brand didn't really put any communication in. So I've applied 3 times for a job, not heard a thing, or I had an interview and not heard a thing. It's actually unbelievable, isn't it? Like ghosting them after an interview. Just give that feedback, but they don't realise that's marketing. Your employees are your biggest marketer, and including the ones that are
disgruntled.
Yeah, exactly. So
without being rude,
yeah,
someone's disgruntled.
Yeah,
then...
and the glass door thing as well. Now you've got that. You've got to really look after your employees. That's a massive part of your marketing.
Yeah. Does anybody else find Glassdoor like really spiteful?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah.
This person went off with my auntie. What? It's like, what do you mean?
I mean, I've come across people that are paying their staff to write reviews on Glassdoor as well, which is just I can see that there's an incentive. There's always an incentive to do, like, if you're going to do a review, but sometimes how much are you paying them? Like, really? Like,
all sorts that goes on.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But everyone gets a bit disgruntled. It's like straight on Glassdoor. I'm going to tell the whole world about you because they deserve to know.
Yeah. So I think if you're a marketer, you really need to make sure that you're telling your management team what it is you need to make sure that marketing strategy can happen. And if they're saying, no, you can't have that, it isn't. I speak to marketing managers daily, and then their confidence is knocked. It isn't that they're knocked. They're probably in the wrong bloody job in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And actually speak to them. That's what I'd say.
One of the things you need to look at when you're joining a business is that you need to be asking other members of staff, if you get the opportunity, because a lot of businesses will hide, where's your frustration with the business? Like, how are you actively trying to improve yourself? How are you going to benefit my career? What techniques, what's your mission in terms of your direction as a company and my direction in my career? Because a lot of people they just want to go to work and just do a job, and that's okay. We need plenty of those people in a business, but there are some like movers and shakers and some people around who are like, they're going to transform what you do. You might not keep them very long, but that's okay, because they're going to go to the next project and they're going to go and improve that culture and improve that function in the business. That's okay. Don't be frightened of those people, but you need to be clear as a company How are we going to support this person? What can we do for them? How are we going to foster a great career here and give them something chunky to get their teeth into?
And that's what most marketers want.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met an unmotivated marketer yet. It's just like, it's a condition of the job, isn't it? I mean, you must be a type of human. Like, seriously, it's a bit like recruiters, really. Nobody really does this job because they chose to. Everybody fell into it. Absolutely nobody chooses to go into recruitment. I can assure you that. Once you're in it, I can't get out. So, I'm here now. I'm staying. Like, I'm addicted.
Yeah.
It's like crack cocaine in the job world. The highs and the lows just can't stop.
What is the biggest mistake people make when recruiting?
They hire in the image of themselves.
What do you mean by that?
So everybody, when they're hiring or everybody when they're recruiting, everybody suffers from unconscious bias.
Yeah.
So we gravitate towards the people who we have shared values with, shared vision, or sometimes even look like us or display the same characteristics of us. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's hurt a little bit, actually, Sam. Oh, go on, tell me more. I'm
We need
interested.
to talk, babe.
Yeah.
So you gravitate towards the people who you think would agree with you most easily, whose personality is like yours. And all of a sudden, once you get enough of those people into your team, the team starts to implode on itself, and then you see an attrition spike. If you want to avoid, like really truly avoid making a big mistake, hire for opposing strengths.
Nice.
Yeah. So you do the same function. Let's say it's marketing. I'm not talking one of you's going to do digital, one of you's going to do SEO, one of you's going to do web development, anything like that. What I'm talking about is you get personality profiles and they tend to follow like a set metric. So whether you use insights or whether you use, we use the contribution compass, whether you use Myers-Briggs. Profile your team, understand where the gaps are, because you need an analytical one. You need a sunshine yellow, someone who's going to be, bright and bubbly and make everyone laugh and, be happy. You need someone to ask the what, when, how, why. And you need someone at the front who's going to be leading and spearheading that with the vision and the give me the info, get gone. Those are the things that you need in teams. And if you wait too closely to any one of those personality profiles, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It really doesn't work. You need those people who you almost need like the chief, then you need the tribe, and then you need the doers, you need the hunters, you need the gatherers, you need everything inside a business, inside a team. Opposing strengths are the only things that work.
Okay, that was strong. I like that a lot. Like, you're going to have to, video boys, you're going to have to just cut that out so she can use it on her own social media. That was amazing. Loved it. And actually I was like, yeah, I do that. I'm like, oh, I like her. She's a bit like me.
But everyone
like,
doesn't.
Not
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? It's just like we get on.
So when I had Neon, when we were a team of 4, when we were based in Luton, sort of mid-pandemic, I had me, and I'm very red, very direct, very blunt.
Are you?
Well. And then I had Tracy, Tracy was very get on and do, and she's got a job and she does her job and she's absolutely fantastic at what she does. She never questioned, she just went with it. Like, you could count on her to always get her work done. And then you had Summer, who was like bright and happy and cheerful, but she also...
Summer.
Oh my God. My little Summer, she's amazing. She's doing really well for herself now, actually. And there's Summer, but Summer was also quite analytical and quite, I need to understand why this, and process driven. And I'm not process driven. I can give a monkeys about process, quite frankly. But Summer used to keep me on track, and she used to understand that you need to do this to do this. You need to have that to have that. Whereas I'm just like full steam ahead, pushing the business forward, going to get new clients, that's it. Summer would sit there and do it operationally. Tracy was there doing the do, like absolutely anything you asked her to do, she would just do it. And that's what I mean by don't hire in the image of yourself. Hire for those opposing strengths.
Love it. So what's your pet peeve when people are recruiting without a recruiter? So they're doing their own marketing and recruiting. What's your pet peeve with that? Because obviously marketers are asked to do the recruitment, do a social post on this, make sure we're, getting the jobs out that we need.
My biggest pet peeve is that people do not understand the function between a job spec and a job advert.
Me. What do you mean? Explain.
Good Lord. A job specification is a management tool.
Right, okay.
Okay? It's a benchmark and a management tool. A job advert is marketing. You need to get people to want to come into your business and work for you. Your job spec is there to check off, is this person, normally an interview or when you're screening, is this person meeting the criteria of the role that we need to fill? And most people get that confused. And what they do is they push job specs out as adverts, and it's boring and you want to fall asleep. And all you're attracting is people going, yeah, I could do that. Why do we want that?
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want people who are fiery. I want people who are going to read the story of my company and go, I want to work there.
Yeah,
Do you know,
yeah.
like,
Love it.
You need to get you need to get impassioned by it. So
Yeah.
if there's someone in your team in marketing who's really good at copy, they should be writing your adverts. They should be telling people about why they want to come and work for you. And you can talk about the bad stuff as well. We could do that in interview face to face, so it's not in the public domain, to be fair. But that's what you need to understand. It's my biggest frustration. It's like, oh yeah, we've got the job spec. Where is it? Indeed. No. But let's not do that to ourselves. No, let's not do that. Because it gives no context whatsoever at all. It's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, makes sense.
I get very passionate.
Do you? I didn't notice. That's what I love about you, Sam. You're so passionate about it. But it's people at the end of the day. You're passionate about people.
I love
that.
people and I love businesses. I want to make businesses a bigger, better, brighter place. You can do that through really, really good recruitment if you know how to market your business properly.
So talking about marketing your business properly, obviously you're a small business. You're doing everything as well as the recruitment.
Yeah.
So you're marketing your own business. What part of marketing puts you in therapy right now?
All of it. All of it. Do you know what I don't understand? How the hell standalone marketers are actually doing their jobs at the moment.
Exactly.
So I'm like, okay,
Thank you.
TikTok trend is this. Yeah, Instagram wants to see that. Yeah, LinkedIn wants you to talk like you're some colonial Victorian from back in the nether year. It's so true, isn't it? Like, so where's the human element? Like, literally, LinkedIn is like.
I feel like
the human.
I feel that if you can be human on LinkedIn right now, that is where you're going to get engagement. So, which you do. You go on there and be quite human, and you'll get an engagement.
Do you know what though? I've given up though, and I'll tell you why I haven't given up. I've got to start again. I'm going to get my ass kicked. I know, but oh my god, the AI post. It's like
yeah, I know.
Sorry, my neck just clicked then. The AI post. I'm like, mate, all of us use ChatGPT. I can see what you're doing. Like, oh my god, it's like,
yeah.
Do you know what I do though?
What?
Like, I don't. Do you do this?
What?
This is genius. This is a genius tip for any marketer.
What?
When you're using ChatGPT, you know, you've got to write an official email inside or whatever. Use ChatGPT and just chuck in a couple of spelling mistakes. Put in a couple of typos. Nobody knows it was you.
Don't try this at home, people. As you can see, Sam is a hoot. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on our podcast because I did need a laugh today. As you probably realise, I came in here quite stressed and I feel very relaxed now, Sam. So thank you very much.
Can we just acknowledge, though, I am actually a professional.
You've just given you're the only person that thinks you're not a professional. You're on here for a reason, my love. So my last question. For low marketers out there thinking they're all alone, thinking they haven't got their shit together, they've got so much to do and they don't even know where to start, what piece of advice would you give to a low marketer right now?
Do you know what? I could give it to low marketers, but I think this is true across the board. If you are good at your job, and I mean really, really good at your job, you think you're fucking useless.
Mm.
Those of us who sit there and pick ourselves apart and try and think, oh my God, I'm going to get sacked this, I'm going to get sacked there, I'm not performing here, I'm not performing there. It's not true. It's really not true. You only have a finite amount of time and resource. And let's be honest, we're talking about a working week. A working week is 40 hours. There are many different facets to your life going on other than those 40 hours. If you sit there giving yourself and beating yourself up constantly about not performing and not this and not that and all the rest of it, very, very rarely is it ever true. Very rarely is it ever true. So if you are sitting there beating yourself up, thinking you're failing, thinking that you're absolutely useless and rubbish, I can assure you now, you are not. You are suffering with imposter syndrome. But kind of in a way, it's not a bad thing because it does drive you forward. So I think the best piece of advice I could give anyone is you're doing an amazing job. Keep going.
Boom. Absolute pleasure to have you on, Sam. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Cheers.